what's happened to this curl. Like, it's not finding its place yet. Like, I think we'll just ignore it. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought I'll make a video. It's been a long time, and I'm trying to promise myself in the coming year that I'm going to focus more on creating content for my Instagram and my YouTube slightly regularly. Like, I'll definitely try and amp up the frequency of uploading reels and videos, and let's see what comes out of that. But today I thought of doing an impromptu, hopefully quick sort of a Q&A. I had uploaded a Q&A Insta story, like on my Instagram obviously, some weeks ago while I was in Himachal, and now I'm back in New Delhi. So and I think I had also mentioned on Instagram that my health got really bad to do with the air pollution scene over here. So now that I'm feeling better, I just thought I'll quickly make this video and try and make a quick answer session so that you guys can get to know me better. And yeah, I think this should be fun. So let's dive right into the video. If in case you're interested in this eye makeup that I did, I have just uploaded a reel, so I'll also leave the link of my Instagram. Do give me a follow and watch my content there and share it with your loved ones. Okay, so the first question is, how did you and your husband meet? So my husband and I met in years ago when I was in school, and I was in the 10th standard when I got in touch with him. I got to know him through a common friend. That common friend and I were in Shamak, our institute of, I don't know, but basically dance classes. She and I were there, and she knew Sandeep, and through her I got to know Sandeep, and then we added each other on Orkut, and we started chatting from there. Like, I was dating somebody else at that point of time, and later on he started dating someone else, but we remained in touch and we would meet very often, like on a daily basis. And that's how we met. It sounds rather shady, but we met on Orkut, not Facebook, not Tinder. Tinder did not exist. Facebook was a thing back then. I'm talking about 2007 or 8. So Facebook was a thing, but I don't remember really. I think I had like an account, and I don't think most people would use Facebook. Like, everyone would use Orkut at that time, however shady it was. But yeah, like we have done a video on this, and I'll drop in the link below so that you can watch that video of Sandeep and me talking about how we met and our love story. But watch it after watching this video. Okay, so the next question is, tell us about your coffee brand, how you started, and who inspired you. I'm sure ये किसी like major coffee drinker or coffee lover ने मेरे Instagram पे question डाला है ये. I think ये मेरे को पता है किसने डाला है. I think it's you, Aditi, who's put this question, and I know that you love coffee. So Sandeep and I think in 2018, we launched a ground coffee, like a fresh coffee, not an instant coffee, but a freshly ground coffee brand, a small brand called the Dark Roast Company. I'll drop in the link below if you guys wish to check it out. And how we started. So I think and who inspired you. So iska answer kind of interlinked hai. We started because we three actually, my brother, Sandeep, and we three are very passionate about freshly ground and freshly roasted coffee. So like through the 4 or 5 years before that, we would really enjoy like jo bhi bahar se aata tha. Like if someone in the family had gone to a trip to Bali or then if somebody was traveling from like Europe or whoever, everyone like in the family knew कि इनके लिए तो chocolates और coffee लानी है. So we had tried a lot of kinds of coffee. कभी वो like वो रैट पू कैट पू वो सारी कॉफीज ट्राई करने की हिम्मत नहीं हुई, बट हाँ लाइक ग्राउंड कॉफीज काफ़ी ज़्यादा ट्राई करी हैं. And then our passion for coffee just like kept growing, and we started like experimenting with different recipes, and yeah, basically. So then Sandeep and I decided that yaar ye karte hain, like we already run a branding and advertising agency, and we are marketing people, so we have that background, so let's launch this and let's see how it goes. Like us time pe I think like Blue Tokai and mainly like the fresh coffee places were either in Bangalore or in Bombay, or Delhi mein bahut zyada kuch tha nahi. तो उस टाइम पे yeah, like it I was very passionate about the marketing and the packaging and the branding part of it, and we all were anyway very passionate about coffee, so it seemed like an interesting idea. And fortunately, touch wood, it's still running. It's a small online store, and I'm happy that this happened this way. Yeah, so I think that answers your question. I'm sorry I'm shooting this on my phone because I do not have a fancy camera. So like in every other video, I'm just either like looking there or something or the other, but just manage with that for the time being. Okay, so the next question, ये बहुत लोगों ने पहले भी पूछा है. How did you decide to have a COVID wedding? So for those of you who do not know, we got married in September 2020 after 12 plus years of dating. And at that time we were like 6 months into the world. It was like 6 months 8 months into COVID, so we had kind of figured that ये scene अब लंबा चलने वाला है, and our long-term planning of when to marry, how many people, how to manage the finances, and all those things put together, it all of a sudden just shook us up, and we kind of realized that this planning, we were probably living in a bubble where we were not wanting to touch base with reality and the fact that time is moving on and we're getting older, and there are certain limitations involved. And when COVID happened, those realizations got very, very real. Like we realized that this pandemic's not going to magically end. Like I think we both had this sense that everyone is just wanting to jump into making this the new normal, and just wanting to go back to living life as if COVID never happened. But I think we both had we spoke a lot about it at that time, and we had understood that COVID's here to stay, and we could keep delaying it 1 year at a time, but that's something we did not want and wish for. So yeah, like we both I think went through quite an emotional upheaval, especially me. Like I took my time to understand that I wouldn't be having a normal wedding, and there will be things we'll have to cut down on, and so yeah, like that's how we decided on it, and we planned for it. I think May we started talking about it, and September is when we had a very simple Arya Samaj Mandir wedding. And I don't know, like I don't have a video of it, but like I have pictures, and I have thought that sometime I should just like combine all the pictures and make a video around our COVID wedding story, and how I did everything like from scratch for myself. Obviously, like my hair, my makeup, and how the setup was very simple, but everything was very, very personalized. And I'll remember it as a special day for the rest of my life. So, yeah, I have lost track of what the question was. मैं काफी बातें कर चुकी हूँ. Okay, so the next question is, shed some light on how your plans to move to Himachal came to be. Okay, so that was also because of COVID in a lot of ways. Since we both run an agency, before COVID, we would always like be going for client meetings or to the site if there's like an event that's going to happen, or a branding, say, of a restaurant or a brand that has an outlet. So there was a lot of meeting people and going to sites, and we couldn't be isolated to this extent. And then COVID happened, and everyone had to kind of understand that we like things are going to function out of e-meetings and Zoom calls and all of that. So by then I think my parents already have had a home in Himachal close to Shimla. And for me, I wanted to be in the mountains and live there since I was 5. Like since I was a 5-year-old girl, I was always very sure that I want to live in the mountains. So this is something like it started as a semi honeymoon, like right after our wedding in September 2020. In October, we went to Shimla and stayed at our home over there, and then we were working from there, so it was like a working honeymoon. And after that, we traveled to Manali and then further to Lahore and Kelong and Sisu village, if you're aware. उसके भी मैं vlogs का link नीचे दे दूंगी. Do check it out after this video. So we traveled quite a bit through Himachal, and then we came back to Shimla and stayed there till January. And we just, since work was not calling us back to Delhi, so we just went with the flow. Like we didn't have a plan really in place. We were living out of our suitcases, and we were just seeing how things go. Do we adapt to the mountain life? Is the cold too much for us? Is the isolation too much for us? Is the fact that certain things in the mountain life are not as easily accessible? The way of living over there is slightly different. एंड हाँ, लाइक दिल्ली की ठंड के हिसाब से शिमला की ठंड काफ़ी ज़्यादा severe होती है. तो plus like our home over there is not really equipped for the winter. There's no carpeting, and like this is not properly heated, and also we had to see those things, whether we adapt to that kind of a life. And we did that from October to January last year. And I think after the 3-month mark is when I realized I kind of had a mini breakdown, and I started crying the day we chose to come back to Delhi for certain work. That's when I knew कि अब अगर 3 महीने दिल्ली की याद नहीं आई है मेरे को, chances are I am a mountain soul. Like my heart would always say it even पहले. But I mean, all of a sudden life had just thrown this thing at us, and we tried it out, and we both were very, very happy over there. So like, for example, my anxiety to do with work, my low spells of like feeling down and out, all of those things just I wouldn't say magically vanished, but there were way lesser triggers in the mountain life. I really enjoyed being close to nature, and the vegetation of the mountains is something that I really, really like. So our lifestyle over there, all in all, everything seemed perfect. And then we came back in Jan, and then of course the second wave happened in April, and we did not get a chance to go back, and our work also kind of started, got back on track, and we were required to be here in Delhi. And then June we decided to leave again, and we were there till now. So overall, like, I'm yet to figure, but like overall, like, I feel that I function better in the mountains than the city life. But yeah, like, I mean, I understand, like, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and like a lot of people through this COVID phase would have wanted to move to the mountains, and some are moving to the beach, like in Goa. But I think one should always like test it out for a few months to understand whether it's the kind of switch that you will get used to, and whether you will enjoy it or not. And I think I realized, after having spent like almost, I think, 10 months in Shimla, close to Shimla, that I function better there. I'm just happier over there than the sort of culture that the city life holds. So yeah, it happened. I mean, to answer your question, it happened in a very organic manner. Our home is still set up over here. Half of our, I mean, all of our stuff, our furniture, like living is still over here. And when we go over there, we are pretty much living out of 2 suitcases. But overall, yeah, I would want to change this about my life, where I finally and eventually move away from the city. So yeah, I think like for city people, a lot of people say that they get lonely in the mountains, and that they're used to certain things that are easily accessible here in the city life, such as, for example, at night, if you're feeling like, say, having a brownie, and you can't just order on Zomato. Those are the things you can do here in Delhi. Or then, like, to get your groceries, it may be like minus something something degrees, but you have to go out and get your groceries. No big basket or grofers will get it for you. And just other small things, like the randomest of things, like if I want to like order makeup online, so it takes like 15-20 days sometimes for Amazon to deliver it to me, or then I have to wait when I'll go to Shimla Mall. And for example, like I've just launched a small jewelry brand, so uska packaging ka saman and the stationery and all of that, I have to wait to go to the Shimla Mall Road or then order it. So things have to be planned. It's not that instant as it is in the city life, but I still feel that that's a great deal, like the kind of life the mountains give me and how happy I am over there. That is a switch I'd want in my life. So that was a super long answer to your short question. Okay, so the next question is, what's your age? वो उससे क्या होगा? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not one of those people who wanna hide my age, and it doesn't matter to me whether the world knows it or not. But I am round figure 30. Like, I turned 30 in October, and which means I was 29 before that, and I'll be 31 in the coming October. Okay, so the next question is content creation your profession? So the answer to that is no. Like, I haven't really considered it my profession. Like, I do it because I find it fun to do, and if it works out, then I'll be more than happy. Which is also why I'm not super regular at it. So, but yeah, like I mean, for all of those of you who do not know, and I have done a work-related Q&A video in the past, and I'll leave the link of that below. Sandeep and I started an advertising, marketing, and design agency called brandonama.com, Brandonama Creatives, in 2013. And after that, Sandeep and I started a coffee brand, the Dark Rose Company that I spoke about in 2018. And then I do content creation alongside because I find it fun. And I'll make another video on how I started and what it means to me and what I think of it in the future. Let me know if you want me to make a video on that. And yeah, last October, which is like 2-3 months back, I've started a small online jewelry Instagram brand called shop.ina. I'll leave the link of that below as well. You can check it out if you like minimal jewelry, like work jewelry, or even otherwise if you like silver jewelry and all of that. So to answer your question, I'm doing quite a few things, but yes, my main work is that I'm a marketing and branding and design professional. Next question is, was yours a love marriage? Yes, like ours was very much a love marriage, and I could not have imagined having an arranged marriage. For all those who do, I mean, it's something that works out for a lot of people, but I never felt that it's something that would work out for me. And yeah, like Sandeep and I started dating when I was a kid, and so was he. I was 16 and he was 18, and now I'm 30 and he's 32. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, to answer it, yes, ours is very much a love marriage. Okay, what is it like to live in the mountains for a city person? I think मैंने बहुत डिटेल में already answer कर दिया है. It's different and it's beautiful, but it's different from the expectations that an average city person would have. And life is simpler over there, so you kind of adapt to living and leading a simpler life, and the priorities change a lot. Like I mean, over here, if I'd go to the mall on a Sunday, over there, I'm choosing to walk in the forest on the weekends. So a lot of things are different, and we cook our own food, which I do over here also, but like we order in a lot more over here. Life is way simpler over there. The next question is, where are you from? So, I am from Delhi, and I think like I had mentioned this in some Q&A like months ago, and people found it very interesting that I'm quite a mix. And I think so my mom is from Trivandrum, which is in Kerala. But born and brought up in Delhi. And my dad is from Hisar, which is in Haryana. And he's also lived in Delhi most of his life. And from my Nana's side, I'm of Anglo-Indian descent. And from my Nani's side, I'm Jammu Punjabi. So, but overall, I've lived in New Delhi all my life. Minus the last 1 year that I've been in the mountains. So अब आप decide कर लो. I think I'm a Delhiite basically. Okay, so the next question is, if you won a lottery, what would you do? I have actually thought of this. Like, if I had unlimited access to money, what would I do? I think my interests and my wishes are very, very basic and simple. I do not really wish, I don't see a lot of value in spending a lot of money on extravagant things. That's just my personal choice and how I am. But I would love to spend my money on doing up interior spaces. And apart from that, I would probably look into how I'd want to invest that money and make more money out of it. that's the business person in my head thinking that way. But yeah, like I'd love to do a lot of street shopping and local shopping and like buy stuff, local handicrafts, and um, do up homes, like which I still can do, but like I really, I know I don't have a lot of time, but I absolutely enjoy doing up spaces. So yeah, I think that's what I do. That really like creatively satisfies me. I don't know who's given this question, but if you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I don't know because I've written them over here. Like my phone is what I'm shooting on. Uh, so if you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? ये तो मेरे को सोचना भी नहीं पड़ रहा. Like it has to be अरहर दाल, चावल, dahi, and achar. Like even if like the dahi and achar is optional, but arhar dal and white rice, like that's my staple. I'll eat that for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I'll become a nicely starch filled uh, tub or whatever. But yeah, dal chawal, yellow dal and chawal, and not just any yellow dal. It has to be arhar dal. Okay, so the next question is, what's the weirdest dream you've ever had? ये एक्चुअली काफ़ी ज़्यादा weird ड्रीम है और ये मेरे recurring वे में आता ही रहता है और काफ़ी ज़्यादा बहुत ज़्यादा सालों से आ रहा है. Like I was in class 4 when I had this dream for the first time. There was a show called Small Wonder, where the girl is in that red and white frilly dress and she's a robo. I would keep getting this dream when I was in class 4 that my maths teacher, who was also a class teacher back then, I think, that she's in that dress, like she's walking around and talking like, I can't remember the name of that character, yeah, like just comment below if you guys are like 90s kids and you have watched that show. So my that maths teacher is wearing that dress and walking around the school corridors and speaking like Small Wonder. So I mean, the problematic thing over there is that that dream never ended. Like every 2 3 years, I get that dream again and again and again. And I should discuss this with my therapist. Like this, this is really weird and very whacked out. Like I remember telling my best friend, and she was like, "Man, tu pagal hai." But I mean, I didn't know ki like I'll be 30 and I'll still be getting that dream. So yeah. So the last question is, what makes you really angry? I don't know like whether this affects a lot of other people as well. What makes me really angry is when people are talking to you and they're not looking at you or in your direction. So they're looking here and there and talking in a very broken kind of a lost manner, like they are not mentally there while they're physically there. That really annoys me. That gets me really angry. Like I feel like let's talk at a time when you have your mind and your attention here, that I don't want to talk till then, that kind of a thing. So yeah, that's about it. I really enjoyed doing this video, and I'll post more Q&As like every month or probably a little more than that. And do drop in your questions so that I get to connect with you guys this way. And I'll probably like try and make shorter videos but more frequent videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and do share it with your friends and family, and do subscribe to my channel. Please do subscribe to my channel. Like I see how many of you are seeing my videos and how little of that number उसके like इतने कम लोग subscribe करते हैं. Like please subscribe so that I wanna like make more videos then, and I get to know that you guys are enjoying the content. And thank you for watching, and stay safe, and I guess like with the new lockdown situation, stay indoors and look after yourself and stay happy. Bye.